What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and we're here with the Lamborghini Mercy. My buddy Jeff built this one. He doesn't do a lot of builds on the channel, so this is cool to bring a first time from him. He played with it, tinkered with it in a couple different ways, and we've done something a little different with this car that we've not done, I don't think, on any other builds except for maybe my Mazda Miata, which is one of the OG, second build I put out. It's naturally aspirated. It's pretty fun to drive. It's got a good top speed. And so that makes this car a lot different. It's got a very, very even linear torque curve. And so it just has power everywhere. It's pretty fun to drive. And for you automatic players, I do all of the video in an automatic. So I've been, trying to give the manual players some tips on where to launch and do stuff. For this one, you guys, I drive it in automatic so you can see that it's good there too. I didn't forget about you. I just like to, I give videos the way that I play, but I'm trying to cater to everybody. So you automatic, got you, fam. Let's dig right into it. The Lamborghini Murcilago LP 670-4 SV. I don't know that they could have crammed more in there. Maybe Evo. But overall, it's a great car. The 2009, you'll see it says top speed of 178. With Redline Tech, it'll do about 180, which is pretty good for your top speed runs. There's other cars that are maybe built to go a little faster, but they usually are going to suffer on the short track. This car does just fine in the short track. It's pretty strong, pretty powerful. I like it a lot. We are using, for the motor, the 6.4 liter V8. Starts out with 707 brake horsepower. From there, we go into the parts. We are using Gold Super Induction. We are using Silver Pro ECU. We're using Gold Super Fuel System. We're using Gold Super Exhaust. We are using basic iron, naturally aspirated, no turbo, no super, no nothing. And that makes this car very special. It handles differently. The way it accelerates, it's kind of the same everywhere. You don't have to get into the power because you're already in the power. It's got a huge V8 in it. It's pretty good. Like I say, it's way different than a lot of other stuff we've built. If you throw any kind of aspiration on this, or forced induction, if you will, it goes right to the middle of top S class. It's pretty easy. So we're packing as much horsepower into the NA motor as we can, NA being naturally aspirated. It's pretty good. I think you guys will like this car. It's a little different than what we've been building, and it's pretty sweet. Jeff did a lot of work on this. My buddy Nil came in right after him, worked with Jeff. They tuned this together. So Jeff brought the original formula, and then Nil tuned it, and then a couple of us tested it, myself included, and it's really quite fun. So big shout out to those guys. I'm gonna link Jeff's social media down below. He's got a very small YouTube channel, but he wanted give him the shout out. Guy did some work, so you get the shout out. That being said, we are also running Sport Bronze Nitrous. We are running Elite Road Suspension Platinum. We are running Silver Pro brakes. We are running Elite Platinum tires. These are the grippy boys. So Elite grip tires, Platinum. We are running Silver Pro clutch. We are running 7-speed transmission. That's the Gold Super part. So even though it's an automatic, you guys, it runs the 7-speed, and I do just fine with it. So it's good. It's good. You guys are gonna like this car, I think. We are running the Elite Platinum differential. Auxiliary, up to you as always, you guys. I run nitrous grip. I run nitrous near miss. I find myself at the front of the pack more often than not, so I'm always trying to get my grip turns and then get near misses with parked cars or traffic, whatever I can do to increase that boost. I do show you guys how awesome these auxiliaries are. There's one track where I literally would go from 0 boost, do one good grip turn, and it maxes out the boost bar. And so if you can chain this stuff together and work on that, this car is very, very good overall. It handles good, it's stable, it's planted, it's predictable. I think this is a good car for maybe newer players, even though if you have the Murcilago unlocked, you're probably not a new player, because you got to grind. This is one you got to grind out. It takes a handful of wins to get it. Or not wins, but playlists. So it does pretty well overall once you get it, but it doesn't just come easy. You do have to grind out some Lamborghini races to go and get it, you guys. For the handling, we're running 100% grip all the way over on that slider, that way. 100% steering sensitivity. I'm 2 clicks off of middle, 1, 2. Do whatever you want here. This slider can go anywhere. This is personal preference. If you run it low, when you turn the thumbstick or press the steer, the tires turn a little slower. If you run it high, over this way, when you go to turn, the tires turn a little faster. And so depending on what your preference is, if you want the car to be a little more twitchy, a little more fast to turn in, bump that up. If you're having trouble steering the car, it snaps back, you're getting a little out of control coming out of your corners, maybe bump it down to the low side. So that's one way you can tweak the steering and help yourselves out, you guys. Downforce, we're running this one all the way high. You can do any of the last 3 clicks. So there is 270, there is 269, there is 269. So everywhere else it's out of the class, it's S. You've got to be these last 2 clicks. Traction control is off. Drift entry is off. I saw in the comments, was like, anybody know why he runs traction control off? Yeah, because traction control is a joke. It literally just limits your power, and it only works if you are like 60% throttle. If you're above 60% throttle, traction control doesn't even engage. But for me, I like to sometimes roll on the throttle or be gentle with it or roll off the throttle in a corner. And I don't like the way traction control interacts with the car. I think that it's a hindrance. It is not a benefit. And so that's why I run it off. That is personal preference. I don't have any data to back that up. I just didn't like the way the car felt when I had it on if I was rolling off the throttle. But if you're full trigger, traction control doesn't even engage, you guys. You've got to be like around 60%, I think was the engagement zone. We were looking at it in the game files. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Other than that, that is going to give you the Lamborghini Murcielago LP670-4SV 2009. 178 for that top speed. It'll do about 180 with your red line tech. And then horsepower 643, max torque 591, quarter mile 11.1. Get away from those stats, you guys. If you're using boost, you're using nitrous, you're getting out of the corners better. The 0 to 60 and the quarter mile times are completely irrelevant. For the style, I'm running wide body. I like the way it looked, and I will probably forever run ride body just to be the butt end of my own joke, but you can run whatever you want, you guys. Any camber, any ride height, whatever you think is good, go for it. I do think that if you slam the car to the ground, there is clipping issues, so maybe avoid that, but other than that, it's good, guys. Go with what you feel. If you made it this far in the video, please like, subscribe, comment, any of those things, follow, whatever. Come and check me out on Twitch. Come and hang out with us. I stream most every day of the week in the evening Central Time. I'm in the US, so for some of you guys, if you're on the other side of the world, it's super late or early in the morning for you, but I digress. Come and check me out. If I'm live on stream, come say hi. We'd love to have you along. I play with most of my viewers almost every single stream. No, every single stream, my viewers are in there with me. It's just what we do. Like, I kick people out of my party to always have room in the party, and we add another person to the party. I kick them out, they stay on server, and we add another person to the party. We kick them out, put them on server, and we just build that server up. Last night we had 16 people in. We were playing Marked Man. We were having a ton of fun. So if you want to race with more than just yourself or a couple other buddies, it is not unreasonable for us to get 12, 13, 14 people on server almost every night. And sometimes we get all the way to 16, so it's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching my videos, you guys. It does mean a lot. It's helping me grow. Your viewership is growing my channel. I can't grow my channel. It's up to you guys to do that. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned for the video clips. Bye-bye. In this clip, we are on the racetrack. This car does very well on that. We are using a automatic transmission. Watch the launch. When you get a perfect start, it bobbles at first gear, bobbles at second. It just kind of bounces off the rev limiter before it decides it wants to shift. And those little bobbles there are lost acceleration. That's why I always recommend going for manual, you guys. Also, keep in mind, watch when it shifts from 6th into 7th. 6th gear takes you to about 146 to 149 mile an hour realistically. Watch the game now. We'll keep your car in 7th gear until it drops below about 120, meaning we're leaving about 30 mile an hour on the table where we could be in a better gear for acceleration, and the game just doesn't do it. That's why I recommend manual, you guys. You have more control over the power band. You have more control over where the car is at. Like that whole section right there, we should have accelerated much, much harder had we been in a manual transmission. I don't say this to poo-poo you automatic drivers. I just show you this so you can see the the differences, so you can make educated decisions and try to, get a little faster, you guys. Outside of that, watch how we're using the turns. We get a little wide there, but we do a nice long turn here. Get that grip bonus, use it late, so that way we apex evenly and stay on the track for the most part. Use all of our nitrous there. Use the grip boost immediately to try to get up to speed. You'll see me make a long turn here, and I try not to straighten out until I absolutely have to. I'm still turning slightly, but the game still gives me that grip bonus. But I try to make just one continuous turn, so that way it gives me that 3 boost and I get it late. Fills up the bar quite nicely. Same deal, long, continuous turn. This whole turn is a grip turn. Boom, yellow boost, wait, boom, hit it. Try to stay on the track and just accelerate out. This car is very good. The naturally aspirated engine's really good. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy this car. The power band is very even, and it does very well. All right, this track is really good for this car. Overall, this Lamborghini does very well. It's got a little tire top speed. Doesn't accelerate quite as hard as the Diablo we just released, but the top speed is nice. And naturally aspirated is fun. So we get that perfect launch, 5,000 RPM, boom. Use all of our nitrous just to get up to speed as fast as possible. I'm so used to having that manual transmission launch that the car feels sluggish, but I know it's taken off just fine. We'll stay in oncoming, try to get as much of our boost bar as possible. We don't hit the gas station. I just stay in oncoming. It seems to be doing all right. Now, up here, the car gets a little loose. It's like one of the only times that happens. I think it's because I got a little into the dirt right there. And then this guy hits that car, allegedly, and then desyncs in front of us. I don't know. The game was doing its own thing, which is amazing. We're going to use the grip turn here. I hit the e-brake just to do a small drift to keep the yellow boost needle from dropping all the way down. So that was intentional. I didn't want to lose that boost, and so I did a small e-brake to keep that going. Try to do grip turns for the most part because they give me the most maximum boost, like that one. Huge. Lots of brakes, e-brake in, hit it twice just to get the car rotated, and then just grip out. You'll notice I'm not drifting this vehicle. It grips a lot better than it drifts, and so I'm always going to just try to stay in a grip turn. I will use the e-brake to point the car, but not to actually slide the car. You'll see I'm almost always trying to keep at least 2 tires on the tarmac. It keeps the car a little planted. So right there, e-braked in, but I didn't drift it. I just gripped it. This is a great line, you guys. Always go to the left here and then cut right through the gas station. Gives you a full tank of boost, and it's actually the shortest distance through that zone. So be aware of that if you're playing this track. That's a really nice line. I e-brake to set my corner, and then I use the yellow boost to accelerate out. And from here on out, we've broken away from our competition, and we're just hanging out. Get a nice grip turn, grip bonus, use it to accelerate. Race is pretty much handily beaten there. I like this Murci. It's a lot of fun to drive. Thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.